ground running, or they've been a success. And a lot of other clubs are not enjoying that kind of success with the recruitment. So I'm just wondering if you could talk us through what is the key to a successful recruitment policy.
No, there's no key, I don't think, apart from having smart people in the right positions. But I'm pretty sure other teams do have that as well. So yeah, first and foremost, I think I love the fact, and I'm pretty sure it will be a success with Luis, but we should not judge him after one game. So we should not praise the recruitment, whatever. But I know what you mean in the line. So the boys we brought in, there were no bargains. It's not that that Ali was not really expensive. Okay, I think today everybody would say yes. That was at least the price I would have paid for him if I would have known how good he is, similar to Virgil. Then we have brought Fabinho in, we brought Naby Keita in, we brought Sadio in, Mo in, so many players. I think it's not no secret, but the situation in this club here is that we have that our transfers have to hit the ground, because we can't make a 40-50 million signing, and in the end we think, well, if his playing is not so important or whatever, it can always happen because for injury reasons or stuff like this, but it should not happen very often, because it's not that we say in Germany that we swim in money. It's a wealthy club, we have no problems, but the policy is clear. We spend what we earn. If we earn more, we can spend more. If we earn less, we can spend less. Means not that we can do nothing, but it gives for us, it's very important that we have to do absolutely the right thing. And we have to think once about it, twice about it, 3 times about it, and maybe a 4th time about it. And if we think the 5th time about it, it might be, the player might go to another club, but we cannot change that. That's what we did so far. The club had incredible, free transfers with James and Joel, and we brought real talents in with Robbo and other guys. We have our own boys. Well, players were already here before I came, and all these kind of things. It's a mix of everything. But I think the transfers are very emotional business for the outside world, and a very what's the difference to that then in English? A very
calculated.
The fans think about it a lot with their heart, and we have just to think about it. So cut off the heart, just think about it. What makes sense? What do we need? What do we need now? What do we need tomorrow? That's a transfer business, and it's not so easy. For us, it's pretty easy, but it's to ignore the public pressure. To be honest, it's like always around these dates. It's always like if you don't sign, you don't work, and we see it slightly different. And but I don't see that any different to other teams. It's always the same. But obviously, with Michael Edwards and his team, and now Julian Ward and his team, we have brilliant people here who make really good proposals, and we as coaches, we make, I think, good proposals as well. And in the end, so far, we found more often than not the right solution for this team.
Great. Thank you.
That's it. And then to finish this section, Dave, there you go.
Jurgen, just on that subject, one of the interesting things is in your signings is, as you say, you do. It's not that you're getting them for nothing. You're spending money, and Jota's a perfect example. You spent a lot of money on him, but nobody else seemed to see that transfer at your level. You know, the Liverpool level, the likes of Chelsea, City, and Barcelona. They didn't see that transfer, whereas you saw it. And I just wonder what the process is, how you find these players that maybe other clubs of your level are not looking at. Like Salah is another great example.
Yeah, but so it's about timing as well. So I'm 100% sure Diogo Jota a year later would have had offers from other top clubs. So that's how it is. And maybe in the year when we wanted him, it was not the case. I don't know, to be 100% honest. Similar with Mo, if Mo would have played another season at Rome in a similar manner than before, probably would have improved there as well. There would have been other clubs in. So it's about timing. It's about what you need in that moment. We were lucky when we were looking for for a winger the first time that we found Sadio Mane at Southampton. It was not difficult to find him because he was there. He played against us, scored goals against us. So it's obvious, and that's one thing. For all the players, it's the same. So the most important thing for that a signing and a transfer works is that the team they join is in a good place. That helps massively. So it's a settled team. The new player doesn't have to come in and change the world from the first day. That helps massively. If you have to, as a new player, with all the new things you face every day, if you have then to be the one who makes a difference on next Saturday against whoever, it makes life really difficult. And that was never, since I'm here, was never the case here. The team was always already good before the new player arrived, and he could settle in. Some quicker, some need a bit more time, but we didn't have to put any kind of pressure on the new arrivals because they had time. I think the best example is maybe Fabinho. When he came here, it was for him really tricky to adapt to the way we play, the system we play with 1-6 instead of 6-6 and all these kind of things. So he had to adapt to it, and we tried to help him, but it was not that we could do that overnight. And that's what, if you have time, I think all these boys, because if a player with a value of 40, 50, 60 million, whatever, 30 million, 20 million, they have all quality, insane quality. But how can you create a situation? You can't create a situation for them. The situation has to be there. When they arrive, then they need to join, in other words, a settled team. And then they can help them to make the next step.